Hello friends and hello student. My name is Ashok Sijala. In this session, we learn the multiple inheritance in C++. So first I share my laptop screen and here fix the position so you can watch my video better way. And here turbo C++ is there. I just select double click and take some process and now yes is open and Alt F file menu and taking new file and here our goal write a program to uh, prepare okay student mark sheet using multiple inheritance. Yes, so that is our definition of program. So every definition you can divide and conquer rules. What is a input, what is output, and what is a process means logic. So there is my technique. What is a input to our definition, and what is a process, and then you can find out your output. So divide and conquer. That is the rules of British, but we can use into our C++ program definition. So here we can prepare the student mark sheet. So we can decide the how many take the roll number like student name, that marks, total, that percentage, all are. So here we can define the multiple. First, what is a inheritance? So in my previous video lecture, I take theory part also, some what is inheritance and types of inheritance. So you can watch, but here I just revise the definition. So inheritance is a acquire the property of one class to other class. That is called inheritance. That is a useful for reusability and reduce the redundancy, duplication code, and we can very easily maintain to our software or a new class to old class. So based on the all class is very testing, debugging, and perfectly work. So we can benefit to our designing to new class. So old class is called base class, and the new class is called the derived class. And sometime parent, child, and super class, subclass, also that type of word use. So here main base class and derived class generally use. And we can also one definition of multiple inheritance that is known as a derivation. So derivation of now we can say the definition of what is a multiple inheritance. So single inheritance, you can A class inherit the property of B class, that is called single inheritance. But A and B, two class inherit to C class. So we can say that derivation of two or more class in one uh, that class. So that is called the multiple inheritance. So one class is a, we can say that number of base class is there. So that is called multiple inheritance. So A and B both come into C class. So that is called multiple inheritance. So here we can, through help of one our program student mark sheet, we can perform the multiple inheritance, and we can take the public derivation private and protect specially designed for the multiple or multi or inheritance feature, that is a design for inheritance. So let us first start to our include files. So I think you have to know perfect multiple inheritance. So several class inherit in single class, that called multiple inheritance. Okay, so here we can say that our IO first string.h header file input output. String means collection of byte, and conio console input output, and also we can take the standard because getters we have to use to scan our student name. And first class we can decide the student or stud, that type. So here we can decide the first class as a student, and then we can take private member, and that is a integer, yes, and then character name one dimensional array. So here now public by default is a private, section we have to design, but protect keyword we can in public derivation that not required, but private derivation we can use also protect member. Then and then that next one level, that is a inherit in multi-level, that is a very useful, and also in the multiple inheritance. So we can also check the protect member of class. So here we can design the first like I as a prefix, and then we can take also ambiguity some generate in same name of two base class inherit in the one class, so that is a member name is same, so compiler generate the ambiguity which base class call at that object. So here I first distinct give the name, so get data of student class, so we can scan roll number name, and as put data of student class. So that first class here we can design. Okay. So now our second class we can also design. Okay. And that is a mark sheet. So that is also uh, student class related class. So here we can define the subject, three subject of and total only. Here two member of private we have to design, and then we can take the like same just m as a prefix. First we can give the prefix m get data, and then also m as a put data. So two member function in this also, and can also here in between or after there is a possibility. First we can define to our class, and then we can inherit, and then that is step by step we have to take to our class member function, definition of that class member function. So you can also first define two class, and then sequentially you can define to your member. That is also possibility. Like first we can design both class, and then we can decide to our member function definition. So here, but I first save this file. So yes, here we can say that multiple. Yes, so and then inheritance, so that is we can know multiple inheritance. Okay, and that C++ is there. Okay, so we can mut first three letter of multiple mul, yes, but I give the t. So just also possibility we can rename our file. So here I give the mul, yes, that and inh. So inheritance mul means multiple inheritance. Okay, so that is not t but l is there. So there is no problem that file name is there. Now here we can define to our member, and first return data type, then class name student and scope resolution operator, and then we can s get data. So there is a s get data we can define to our student class. So here what to do, give the proper message here, enter uh, we can say that student roll number. Okay, and then scan in rn, and then I copy these two line and paste. Okay, and then we can change the message. So enter student name, but we cannot use. In my previous video also I cover the get line, I just give the syntax only, but we cannot use because that is sometime create the problem. So get line is also within white space is included, but seeing object is not directly we can like scan here like name, but that only one word scanning. If we provide the blank page, that is disturb to our all output. So here I directly get s, so we can include the stdio standard input output header file. So that is a get s function in their library header file. Okay, so our first member design perfectly, and then second that student member, and then we can say that that is a s put data. So I first give the distinct name for both base classes, and then here we can just print the student heading roll number, and then print RNO, and then again give the endl new line, and then heading name of the student, yes, and then here name, and also provide the endl. Endl is a manipulators and to taking the new line, end of the line, okay, like use in the slash n. Okay. Also we can use the slash n. I just F2 but F1 press, so help library is open. Okay, so now first part complete, our first class all member, and now turn to our second, and I just copy these two member because we have to same just class name change and some, so I just copy two member of definition. So here our second member is a mark sheet second that class, and that is a m of cat data, and here we can enter uh, just here some spelling. Yes, T is there. So student, yes, student. So here some correct spelling, typing mistake. So here also copy. So copy that time. Student, enter student. Three subject. Can say that marks. Okay. So here give the suitable message. Yes, and then we can take one for loop. So here we can take for loop, integer I equal to 0, I less than 3, and I plus plus. So we can scan, yes, with index we have to scan. So here how to print our index. So like subject, yes, and we can provide the parenthesis and bracket, and then we can print our I variable, and then double quote over the bracket and colon, and then semicolon, and then C and subject of I. So index we have to also uh, scan. Index we have to also print with scanning time, so we can understand which subject store in which index in array. Array one dimensional array is a derived data type. So here now what to turn, and then total we have to define. Yes, so total is a not come to, we can scan, so I just remove, that is not required, and directly we can here calculate total initialize to 0, and here in the same loop I give the total plus equal, that is compound assignment operator, and calculate to our total loop. So plus equal to, I think you have to know very well, total equal to uh, total and plus subject of I, and then semicolon, that is a full form. This short technique, plus equal to, that is compound assignment operator, and any statement one variable same two time repeat, then and then you can use. So the two different variable that time not use, same statement one variable two time use, that we can use the compound assignment operator, and we can write, that is advantage only one time our variable. So here there are two time total is repetition total, and here total, so we can give the plus equal. Okay, so that is a compound assignment operator. Okay, so get data is complete of mark sheet, and now turn to put data of mark sheet. So I remove, and here I am, and now we can print. So yes, I just copy this for loop is required because that is a, and I pass to for right. Yes, so yes, not that copy to our previous. So yes, I just remove, yes, and now I copy this all part here only. So we can print our student, yes, and then, but yes, now that copy is our all student number. So I back, and then copy again, control insert, and then shift insert. So I just shift insert. Okay, so copy and paste. Why we can use this? I remove this line because that is already printed, and now not word of enter, but student subject. Yes, student subject, three subject marks. Yes, and slash n, and here that only one statement, so here we cannot see but print directly. Okay, and now we can also print out of for loop total, because that is all time printing. So here we can provide like heading total, yes, and then total our variable, yes, and also here we can provide the and L, yes. So that is complete. So two class and then two member and two member of that member function, and also two member is private roll number, name, student class, total, and subject 3 mark and total. So there are actually here there are four member because that subject of array three, but that is main is two, one D array is there. Okay, now we can design to our third class and inherit this both class. So what class name? So we can say that third class name is a result, or that any give the name like result or answer, that type of. So here scope rejection operate, colon sign is there, not scope rejection. But that syntax, yes, what is a syntax? So we can say that I just write for syntax because that is first time. So syntax, yes, and then here we can say that our class, that keyword, and we can say that derive uh, class name and colon. Then we can say that base uh, class name and one, or we can say that one comma base, because that is a multiple inheritance. So base class name 2, and then comma dot 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 n number of that, there is no any limitation. And then here we can say that member of derived class. So member of derived class, here we have to declare. So that is a syntax. I just, okay, some problem is there. So here some keys press. Okay. So now no any, yes. So here I give the multi-comment line to reference for you. So yes, that is perfectly. So now based on this syntax, we can design to our derived class. So class keyword we have to complete. Yes, I first open this syntax you, so you can see easily. But I after I give the comment. So class keyword and derived class name our result, and then base class one name, that is our student class. But in between one word is remaining, and that is a visibility. So if you not provide, then by default is a private derivation. So we can specification also. So uh, that visibility mode. Yes, so there is a very long syntax is there. So here we can first private derivation, that is known as derivation inheritance. So our first class is a student, and then comma operator, and then also public, and then mark sheet. So that is called multiple inheritance. Two or more class inherit to the single our new class. So that is called multiple inheritance, that syntax. And now you can, yes, also here in syntax semicolon is remaining. And now I give the comment, multi-comment line, and that syntax for your reference. So you can refer this syntax, that is a multiple inheritance syntax. So that we can say that class, then visibility, here also two time, yes, here also that syntax visibility mode in every time. So here we can also, and I copy and paste to here, because there is a not directly we can say that public and that all are public. If you not specify the public keyword, then private derivation automatically. So here give yes. So both class require the visibility mode. If you not specify, then private derivation by default. So we can must be. So that syntax is very long. Yes. I just revised. So class, derived class name, visibility mode, and base class one. Then visibility mode, base class two, and there is dot dot n number of, means you can there is two or more. There is no limitation how many class you have to depend upon your requirement. Okay, so that complete. So here we can use only two class. Okay, so now you can also one class that spot you have to take like importance of game, and we can see that also in hybrid inheritance. That time we can take spot class. So here you consider like here third class also you can take public spot. Okay, so that is also multiple. So then and then two or more class that known as a inheriting single class that called multiple inheritance. So now our that derived class that new and that we can define to our member and which member is remaining. So that is we can say that percentage. So based on total we can find the percentage, and also we can define the character class is a keyword. So here what to do, here I give the class name like distinction, first class, second, or also you can use the grade like a plus a b e plus, that type grade is possible. So here class is a keyword, you cannot use two variable names. So here that is a white character. So here we can prefix is a s. S means student class. So that is a solve the problem. Okay, now we can here design to our member. Uh, so here now to chance to get data I directly use. So can prefix in previously too. So here I think get data is not required because get data is a not any, because percentage is a calculated by total and class based on the percentage. So here I directly give the put data. Okay, so only one member we have to define to our derived class. So print all value. Okay, so I just print our percentage and class. Okay, so now that finish, and now we can define to our one member, and that is return type void, and then that class name is a result and scope reduction, and then that member put data directly, and what to here that is a public derivation. So here our total is come to here also, and how many our class is look like. So two member come in the student class roll number, and that is a private member never inheritance, and here our subject and total also private. So how I use the percentage, how to find out, because we can not that private member is never inherit any inheritance like public, protect, or by default is a private. So private member never inherit, but here situation is what happened. So our total is required to find out the percentage. So that is a private, so that is a not inherit. So what is a solution of this? So here I just show you. First we can take error. So let us how it's error. So here if I give like percentage and total, I use in this put data because public member rights to access the private, but private member of same class, not other class. So that total is a our mark sheet class of the member, not our result class member. Yes, what is a problem in here? So how we can find our percentage? Yes, so here that is a private. Yes, roll number and name is private, and subject and total is also private. Okay, so we can how find our percentage based on the total. So yes, first I let us check how. So here typecasting is required because total is a integer, and here 3 if we provide, so 3 is also integer. So there are two solutions to 3.0, otherwise here typecasting is needed float. Okay, so that's all. And now put data we can print to our percentage and first find the class. So we can use the else if ladder condition. So here first if percentage is greater than, or we can say that equal to 70, and logical and percentage is less than or equal to like 85 up to. So we can, and one we cannot directly like s class here is a not string is a not data type in C and C plus plus. So we cannot directly in double quote like that is error. So distinction, okay, and also class keyword distinction class. So here we can increase size only not 10 letters but 20 we can provide. So that is sufficient for range. So here that is giving the error because we cannot initialize that directly to S class 2. That is not a string, that is a one-dimensional array. So how we can copy to S class string variable to distinction class? So that is we can use the string handling function and one header file is required. Okay. So here we can take like a string dot h, yes, and that is a string copy function is there. You have to know very well. In C language we have to already use. So here st, yes, strcpy string copy, and here I just equal to comma operator and here parent. So that is solve our problem. So that is copy. That is our source and that is a destination. So that distinction class store in S student class variable. And same here we can else, yes, else and else if ladder. So percentage is greater than or equal to 60 and percentage is less than only 70, not equal to. So we can now first I give one, but after we can copy strcpy and here our S class comma double quote, we can say that first class. The class keyword also we have to using double quote, so there is no issue. So yes, now is a first and second. So here we can define to like above 50, yes, and below the 40, not equal to 40. So here we can say that second class, and here we can remove uh, only greater than equal to 40. So that is a, we can say that pass, not third class, but pass class only. And then if any possibility is there, so we can say that directly in C out in double quote, the student is fail. Yes, so that is a fail in less than 40. So that percentage. So yes, now that is else if condition. I save, and now to our last and main, that is a handling to all our. So which class we can take the object to our derived class. So that is finally result class and R1. Yes. So and then here I first use clear screen CLR SCR. All are clear. And now I call one by one. So first we can call our student get data. So S get data. Yes. And then we can call to our mark sheet get data. Yes, and then we can print also. So here S put data of student class, yes, and then mark sheet of put data we have to call that print, and then last to our put data of that result class. So that last print for all mark sheet and get ch. So just let us any error or the, so we can type all this one. I save, yes, and then compile, yes. Any error is there? Yes, one is there. So yes, here, yes, that definitely gives the error because total is not accessible. So that error is come to picture. I again give the hint. So that is a definitely give the error because that we cannot use the private member to our other, that is a put data and that private member of not this class but the mark sheet class, that is a. So what is a solution here? Our mark sheet class is there. So here I think just now is appear. So total is here. So M get data and put data is right to that private member access. But here result class get data, put data or put data is not right to that calculate. Okay. So how we can find to a result class percentage, because percentage is based on the total. So then and then in inheritance, one technique or one specially is designed member for the inheritance, and that is a protect keyword. So one level that is inheritance. So here that is not required, but we can here also provide in roll number and name. So here must be, we can use the protect, not private. So protect member is a one level inheritance. So that is our goal is complete. Now there is no any error. Yes, so that error is solved. So that is especially designed to protect keyword in inheritance feature. So whenever that problem is come, because private member is never inherit any situation. You can publicly derive, protect derive, or private is a not inherit any situation. So that is a based on the total we can find to a result class percentage. So how we can find? So that is a now solve. We can assign to protect keyword, and also we can use here if that class also we can, but here I give the, because that not required, just so protect. So one level, that is a inherit, so our problem is solved. So we can easily handle the roll number, name, and total, and subject 3 mark, and total also in our result class public member, because that is a protect. So one level, that is a inherit, and protect member, public member only writes, not class object writes. So here we can, if try to, like I just give the example, if write, and then here I print like total, because that is now is a protect, but that is a only inheritance purpose use. If you here like print like total in this object of our derived class, okay, so that is not print. So let us take, I give generate the error. So I think that is error. Yes, one error, because total is not accessible only for purpose of inheritance. That is a design the protect keyword, and our problem is solved. But here I again create the problem, but that is not perfect, because in a main function we cannot take object to rights to protect member also to access like private member, but only inheritance purpose of the protect keyword is designed. What is the importance of protect keyword in this session? Very important to you, to your knowledge, and that is a multiple and multi-level, both and hybrid, that hierarchical, all time. That is a protect member is a very useful to our requirement fulfill. So here I generate the error. Total we can use based on the percentage we have to find out. So what is a solution? So that is a protect keyword. You cannot define that time private member. So here that student class roll number and not needed to protect, but here is a must be. We can say that based on the total we can find to, and also there is possibility you can define the, like I give the, here you can define private, yes, and I just give you. So subject you can define private, there is no require, but here total must be in integer and then protect. So by default here I use all three keyword. Here by default is a what, private. So yes, so private keyword. So all three keyword I can use in our, so private keyword we have to notice. So there is yes, let us compile. Yes, any error? So no error. So that is a very important point I give in this session. That is a total, based on the total we can find to our percentage, but percentage in the result class and total in the mark sheet class. So how we can apply to this, and that is a required to come to picture in then protect keyword, yes, to help to our requirement. So that is a specially designed to inheritance purpose, and here there no require. Here is a by default is a private. So whenever we require, that time also provide. Yes, first let us check our mark sheet is complete or not. So I run, yes, roll number, first our student, get data I scan, and now name, and here I testing get s I provide. So I just prefix is a bcsm3, that is standard, not name, but I three words, that is my n. So there are three words how to get s. If you here use the scanf, so that is only BCA one word use, or only name one word. If two word you can give, that is disturb to all output or scanning part. So yes, enter the three subject marks. So that is the first subject, then second subject, and third subject. So all mark sheet print perfectly. Okay, and yes, our yes, now percentage and class is remaining to print. Otherwise, all are well perfectly printed. Okay. So we can also print to our percentage and class. Yes, that is remaining. So where to print after here? Yes, our put data. So after that, here I see out take, and here we can also print the yes first total. So yes, total we have to print. Yes, I think total is we have to no, here is calculate. So total is not printed. Yes, let us check. Yes, total is printed. Yes, total we have to directly print. Yes, so based on the total we can take percentage. Yes, here total is already printed. So only required to percentage and class, student class. So yes, surprise. Yes, now it's okay. And then handle, and then again give the we can say that student class. Okay, that type message just one. And we can print to s class that our variable. Yes, so that is a perfectly. Now let us and any yes handle is required or not. We can let us check. Total time we cannot provide. So here I provide. Yes, so that is not required to here. Okay, because we have to provide in between handle is a new line. So now is a I think okay, yes, fine error. Let us run again. So roll number, yes, I only give the name. Okay, no, two words. So three subject mark, yes. And now yes, that 84, so distinction class is there. So now is all complete to our mark sheet. Student, or we can just class, because student we can say that all are student form. So that heading is so long. Okay, so we can also no problem, but here I remove the class only. Okay, you have to find out that is a student class. Yes, perfectly. So yes, now perfect our multiple inheritance. I think you can understand what is a multiple inheritance. But now one other part of this session, and then I can generate the ambiguity intensely. We can create the ambiguity. So how compiler is work? So I remove here get data and prefix is s. So get data, put data, and here I remove also m. Yes. So what happened? Yes, let us check. So here two times, yes, that is a public derivation. So get data of the student class and get data of marksheet class inherit to our result class. And also that definition, I remove the s prefix. Here I also remove the s prefix, and here I also am prefix, and now here also am. Yes, I remove all, and now how the ambiguity. So here there are two time copy get data and there are three put data, because itself I just show you how our class is extend. So here I just go in our result class, and what happen I just show you. So public derivation, public member go in public part. So here there are two times. So there is ambiguity. So get data total two time, put data is a three time, because that member is also in that same class. So that type class is a extend to our public derivation. So that is a in background, but here I just show you. So that get data, put data of student class, and get data and put data of market class extend to our yes, here some keys problem, so that's not. So yes, I press one key, so that is a giving short. So I just remove. So press F2 and save. And here what to do? That is a ambiguity. So here now I also result class like get data and then get data and put data and then. So derived class is a always called to its member, not at the base class member. So let us first, there is no any error, but here, yes, here is a some, because get data is a ambiguity here is generated directly, not calling single inheritance, that is calling its member two times, but here is a directly give the ambiguity, that is also error. So here first time we can like look not any error, but here ambiguity generated, here word is use ambiguity. So student class get data call or marksheet get data of result class call. So that is known as a ambiguity. Here you can see the ambiguity word use member ambiguity. because that is a how get data view. So there are two solution of this technique. So I just remove this all, and that only put data of that's its class only one. Okay, so how we can call to other that technique. So first, yes, I just open to our alter and back. Yes, yes, working. So alter back is undo, redo is there. Okay, so here first we can give the as a class dot and class name. So here I give the student and scope region, that is possibility. And here now our mark sheet and then scope region. So mark sheet get data, and here again the student and scope region, and here again the mark sheet and scope region. And by default that R is put data, that is a itself member of derived class. So let us ambiguity, that is a first technique we can resolve here or solution of that ambiguity. Yes, there is no ambiguity. So our previously as it is our mark sheet is printed. So here I give some different name like Mira or any other name. So to your choice. So here yes, perfectly works. So there is no any problem. But here our percentage is after decimal point there are 6 digits. So we can control that decimal point 6. We can print only 2 after point decimal point. So what is do? So that is also solved, and that we can provide here, and that is a set precision, and that is a manipulators. So here there are only 2 points. So that is a also one prototype error is there. So what should precision should have a prototype, because that require one header file, and that is a I give the header file. So here in so many header file we have to use here IOMAN IP input output manipulators, that is known as input output manipulators. Yes, sir. Yes, here is some problem. Yes, include. So I typing. So okay, now there is yes. What? Okay, include is perfectly IOMAN. Yes, some input output MAN IP. Yes, IP is there. So that is a input output manipulators. Yes, now is okay. So that is a input output manipulators. So I again run, and we can see our only 2 digits. So here I give the some different name Krishna. Yes, and some mark, and then yes. So here rounding is that, but if any the total is taking the float decimal point, that only 2 time I just again run and give some different mark. So that is perfectly work. Yes, so let us give Ram. Yes, Ram is there. So here we can give some yes. Yes. So yes, look. So only after decimal point 2 digit is there. So set precision. So that is a after the decimal only 2 point point is print, or 2 digit that value is printed. So that is look for better in percentage rounding. Okay. Okay, so that is a solution of one, and what is a other solution? That is also possible. That is, we can directly here that object, but here second technique is also a possibility. So I just comment line all this part, and remaining only one. And now what to do? We can call to here input data in our year that student, and that is a same. So that is a class name we can directly and scope region and then get data. So student class first call, and then mark sheet scope region operator, and then get data. So that mark sheet get data is called, then student again and scope region, and then put data I call, that is a second technique. So class name and then member name. Okay, and then that put data, and our result class, that is a we can call into main. So in main only 2 line, or that is clear screen and get we have to remove. So that is only 2 main line. Okay, so yes, there is no any problem issue. That is a second way we can solve to our problem. So that is a second technique. So here Krishna, yes. So then marks I give some Yes, so that is a print. Yes, first class because greater than or equal to 60 but below the 70 and 69.33. So that is a only 2 after decimal point. So all is well. Yes, so perfectly. There are two give solution. How the resolution of ambiguity by compiler. So here we can two technique. If you choose to like this technique, yes, here is there one that second. And if you not good for that, so here in main that is also perfectly. So here we can also class name and here also we can use the class name. Both are very similar, but one is a member function and one is a main function. So that is a difference only. And now turn to our second, that is here we can derive is a public derivation. So here I if give the private derivation, then what happen? So yes, let us check. So already I solved this problem. Yes, let us check. First I derive. So here I remove the private keyword. So by default is a public, I remove keyword. So by default is a private derivation. So yes, any error or not? Let us check. So I compile. Yes, there is no any error. So already we can solve because object we can directly here call to nesting, that known as a here I technique known as a in second, that is a nesting. So public member is a directly rights to handle the private member. So private here that member is a public, but now to extend I just copy these two lines and get data and put data which our class is extend. So first is a go to public section. Now that go to time is a private section. That type our class is extend. So that is come to private. So public member directly writes to private. So we can already call in the nesting. So that is I give the technique this. Okay. So very simple way we can directly public member write to private member call. So that is a nesting and we can already ambiguity generate and already nesting. Okay, and I think that is both technique work. Yes, let us check. So that time class that part is come to extend in private section, not public section, because we can privately inherit by default. Inherit scope of class and inherit both are private. So I remove that is just in picture what is the background. Yes, and here I just comment in multi-line. Yes, so all four line, and let us open to our main function that work or not in this situation, private derivation. So yes, let us check if that not work. So we can compulsory. Yes, I think let us check. So there is testing. Yes, any error is there? Yes, 4 error. Yes. So what is a student is a not public class of result. Now you cannot call this technique. So here is a very, because that is a not right to object call the private member, that is a hurdles. So this technique is a close now. So I directly use in our second technique because I know what is a problem in this situation. So object is a not rights to call the private member of class. It's okay, other class. So here derived class is a private get data and put data mark sheet and our student class. So that technique is a close, so we cannot use that is a want work. So public situation also I just give multi comment line again in this and open to our, and that is a best technique, that is a solution to our all problem. Okay, so ambiguity that time that is also work, and then we can privately inherit, that is a that time here by default if you write or not write, that is a private derivation. Okay, so we can write also what is a happen. Yes, let us check. So all you can testing and learning, that is my scheme or idea. So that is a no any error as previously or mark sheet is work, so there is no any error. Okay, I give my name. So I have completed 2005 my MCA, not I in this mark sheet, but my mark sheet is there. So I give my name. So yes, Shukri and all these mark 73%. Okay. Okay, so complete. So okay, and last that session I covered, that is a what we can inherit in a protect. So I think there is no problem in here. We can write the protect derivation. So because we can handle the private derivation, so protect is a specially designed to inheritance purpose. So here we can protected inheritance in both class. So what happened? Yes, let us check. Yes, any error or any yes solution is remaining. So that is we can check. Yes. So yes, there is no any error. So this technique work in both cases. Yes, that is a perfect technique to call our private member. Public member totally writes in my nested member function one concept in this video lecture in YouTube. So you can watch. I give the perfectly idea. So private member what handled by this function. So that is a answer public member of its class or friend function or friend of other class, that is also right to private member one class to other class access. So two class and one function. There are four type of friend function: one class and one friend function, two class and one friend function, one specific member of friend of other class, and one whole class friend of other class. So one class friend of other class means each and every member right to access that other class private member. So public and friend function totally rights to handle the private member. So here you can define the protect or private. There is no any change or any error. Okay. So that is a complete my session. I derived the all three, and here we can use all three. That is a very rare case. Design the class that type of. So here we can use all three member: private, protect, and public. That is a class actually. So here inheritance complete to our object-oriented needed programming, reusability, and remove the redundancy. Yes. So I hope you can enjoy, and this is a very simple give the student mark sheet example. Yes, I just write to this program to your note. Here we can so many header file is used. So IO stream, conio, standard input string, and input output manipulators. Set precision and endl both are manipulators. So we can use in this session. So class design, roll number name, get data, put data, I just revise, and mark sheet, very important designing, private, protect, and public, all three visibility we can more use. And then get data of student class, scan the roll number name, and put data, roll number name, print, and get data of mark sheet, we can assign the total to 0, otherwise they're taking the garbage value. And three subjects, scan and total also in same for loop. So that is a short compound assignment operator. So I give and then put data, print the three subject mark and total. And then our main target of this session, multiple inheritance. So that is a syntax, class, derived class name, visibility mode, base class one name, then visibility mode again, and base class two, comma operator in between, and n number of two or more, there is a word used in one class, that is a multiple inheritance. So yes, I remove one blank, there is no require. And then we can result class protect, here is a private I, so I remove this one blank. So yes, protect derivation, public derivation, and private, all we can use techniques. Okay, and there are three possibility. So get put data of result class, we can nesting all our get data of student mark sheet and put data of uh, mark sheet and student class. Okay, and then find the total, and also we can find the class, or you can also grade. Yes, that type of. And else if ladder, else if ladder logic we have to use. And here very important, we can restrict to our decimal point, set precision. Yes, and then our main only, and that is a require only public inheritance time. So ambiguity generate. So there are two techniques, otherwise that technique not work. So you can be alert, not open this code directly. Okay. Now that is error also in protect. Protect member is not a rights to object of class that handle. That is a specially designed to inheritance purpose. In here I create the need and give the solution. Here we can create the based on total. We can find to a result class percentage. So I first need the requirement and then I give the solution. So exactly your mind is concept is clear, I think. So based on the total, we can find the percentage. But how to find? The total is a first we can design the private, not a public. If you design the public, there is no any problem. But especially protect keyword is a help to our requirement. That is a main aim of this session. That is a very perfect. I give the idea to you. Okay. So now I close all are well and close Alt F3 function this file, message window and quit. So subscribe my channel Ashok C Jalakadi, press the bell icon to never miss any update. Thanks for your watching, supporting and sharing my video lecture. And any doubt for this definition or any other definition or any concept in C++ or any other language. So because my like a 15-year I experience in computer field, so I give the almost all language I can study my student. Okay, thanks again and Hare Krishna.